The sinkholes, the ones they're not telling you about. It's not a pit that is opening up. It is a crater, and more than one. And they just keep getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I know what's causing it now. I kept wondering. I said, CERN keeps talking about particle accelerators and they understanding the particles and all is here. But to my knowledge, they've been trying to open up a wormhole. This thing is having effects somewhere else off location. In other words, they could be... I'm not... What we're going to have to check on is this. Are they opening holes on the other end that are here and don't know it, trying to open it in at CERN? Is it having, is what they're doing, for every action there's a reaction. These things just appeared out of nowhere. You need to get the video of them. It's not called a sinkhole. Just my name for it. I was just sitting here, and all of a sudden, 1 and 1 became 2. It was all about a thought about stopping CERN, and about how when they learned to split the atom, before they could figure out how to put it back together and turn iron into gold, they just went start blowing up stuff, showing they were not ready to have that kind of knowledge. Now they're seeking more knowledge, all right? How to open a wormhole. Not knowing if it's going to suck us all in or something's going to come out of there real biblical. And but these holes they're opening, I told you where it's leading to, where it's going to. They're not opening by themselves. Here's someone trying to open up a hole. They don't see any results in front of them. But over here, results is popping up, and over here, results is popping up, and over your head, results is popping up. You don't know what's causing the weather above you. You don't know what's causing the water. You understand what I'm saying? Someone is tinkering around with existence. All right? They're tinkering around with dimensions. They're trying to open up a door to another dimension, which means that they could stick a hole in this dimension, which seems to be what's happening with these craters, what seems to be happening in the sky that's forming these pressures that they're trying to fight with these chemtrails, and other people are pirating them to do other dastardly things, but no one's tracking the ones in the water. The ones that they smooth over and tell you, oh, it was a tsunami. Okay, what caused it exactly? Oh, it's a snowstorm. What caused it? So, no scientific equipment, no team of researchers to go check it out in comparison. See, in order to do that, I would need a person standing right there at CERN when the machine is cranked up, and a person standing at each and every sinkhole or report of something that could have been a sinkhole, and watch as at that moment, or how long delayed, or if they're related in any kind of way. It has to be measured. All right. I don't like theories. The only reason I accept them because they give you something to go check out, something to research. You never feel like, okay, I know it all, because there's always something popping up that you don't know. And do you want to know? And so in your allotted time, can you know? There's just things like that, because you don't just want to know, you want to do too. And some people think knowing is doing, going somewhere or having an activity that the only reward is that you know something is it as a worthy action or goal. A lot of people know a lot wrong stuff and wasted their life on that path. Should have been about doing. And then what you need to know to do something becomes very apparent. Okay? I want to build my thing on the top of that mountain. Well, you better learn how to climb a mountain, or how are you going to get construction equipment up there on top of a mountain? You got a lot to learn. Let's get back to the point, though. We could talk about worldwide conspiracies and plots for genocide and madmen who want to be evil villains because they just wasn't the superhero type. Okay? I hate that word, except when practicing vocals. I love it then. I love the word when it comes to practicing vocals, but when I'm making these notes, reminds me of those people going that really kills like the last 6, 7, 8, 10 sentences they said. It's a turnoff, and I try to avoid it. Have interruptions. Not really. I have normal activity, above normal activity for this little neighborhood. But I'm getting off the track. Just keeping it real. No studio rapper. All this it actually occurred and transpired, and there was nobody in the credits except me. Produced by me, written by me, directed by me, cameraman me, boom mic me, the donut man, donut guy me, the gopher me, so one of those things. It's all about the eyes. But that comes later. You deal with the one first. That's what you're concerned. You got to know that something that happens to the world happens to you. You can't be one of those naysayers talking about, hey, if it wasn't for the news, I didn't need to know about that. Well, don't watch the news. I understand that part. Don't watch the news, okay? But don't blame the news because the news didn't drive up in your driveway, open up your door, come and jump in your lap. You tuned into the news. This was at you. It was just sort of like at your own risk type thing. All devices you use are at your own risk. And that should be written there if it's not. So here we got people. Okay, let me tell you what they're doing. They're playing with the iRobot thing and the possibility of it going wrong. Okay, they're playing with the Terminator thing and the possibility of it going wrong. And every mad computer cartoon you ever saw as a kid, and about the computer taking over the world and all that's being played with. You got people tampering with time, trying to take time. The teleporter was achieved in the 90s or before. I can't remember when I first saw it in Omni magazine when they were able to teleport a particle from one place to the other. All right, not a person, not a cat, not a rabbit. That was a long time ago, way before they showed that first goat they cloned. And we all know how far cloning has went since then. Oh, we don't know. We don't all know. Another thing you need to verify for yourself. People could say anything on YouTube, anything on Facebook, anything on Instagram, anything on social media. And it can sound authentic, sounds right to me. Because all you got to do is put a whole lot of right with one little tiny bit of wrong. Okay? So all you got to do, put a whole bunch of things that make them nod their head. Yeah, that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, I know that's right. I know that's right. And put something in there that they don't know. And they'll keep nodding on past that little interval. It's a mind trick of manipulation. Just an example of how you're getting got. It's like a quick change artist in a pickpocket. All right? You have to know what's going on. And I bet you didn't see that one coming. So these disasters, these machines they got, Look, don't forget your programming. Your programming is these movies you're watching. Now, if it's some big hanky-panky going on like this, the government's behind it, or some super evil villain. But here is the world as it is. Forget the real world. Here's the world as it is. We're not the only country with the ability to do things. And we're not the only one with scientists. We call on their scientists in these movies. If you watch, we call on their scientists to help us with our stuff. So what do you think they're doing over there? So don't think, oh, the government's playing with the weather. It doesn't have to be our government. There are so many people capable of this. It is scary. We don't even know who it is, or we'll be on top of them. All right. It could be one lone scientist in a laboratory somewhere. All right. That's how the problem is. So you got superheroes out here, and you call them all kind of other names: fireman, cop, soldier, all kind of people out here who save people alive, who do the big one, while other people just sit back and holler, "Save me!" Can't help, help. But anyway, somebody need to do something. Yeah, we heard that. All right. So don't mess with the super people and tell them they got a cartoon mind. They need to grow up. Don't even try it. Sorry, there was a short interruption, which led to part 2. Hopefully I can splice them together. I don't like doing any editing, or that's why everything's in the raw, mistakes and all boo-boos or whatever, bloopers, because if I tamper with it, someone else could tamper with it, and when it's investigated, all they can say is, yeah, we can see it's been tampered with. So if I don't tamper with it and we find out it's been tampered with, someone else did it. So let's get on with the CERN concerns. Here's my problem. We had an earthquake in the 80s, and it was caused by what they call a bubble underneath San Francisco in the Bay. Well, when this bubble popped, it wrecked everything, but the vibrations made a mirror bubble on the other end of California in the south under Desert Hot Springs. And no one's mentioned this since then. So the same thing that occurred in San Francisco can occur any minute under Desert Hot Springs. Most people have, the area is just not the same anymore as it was in the 80s. But my thing is about cause and effect. If they're trying to open a wormhole or they're crashing particles over here in the yin, what is the yang effect? Because I see these unexplained sinkholes, huge craters, big as a neighborhood and growing. Looking like a wormhole just appearing in the ground out of nowhere, and something's carving it, and it's getting deeper and deeper. And there's nothing up above it shooting out any laser beams that we can detect. Well, I can't say that for sure. That's why I put the detect on there. And then these things occurring in the ocean is where the tsunamis and different things are occurring. Okay? And in the sky, the storms, imagine if you put one of these little holes up there and how it displaced space and displaced water. And now you got something that they didn't really know the cause of. They just saw the effect of. Because they're on guard 24/7 with the highest technology to predict earthquakes, storms, everything. How could they get caught off guard out the blue? You understand what I'm saying? It had to just happen suddenly. Nothing to track. Just, what the hell is that? Where did the plane come from? Bam. This is a serious matter, people. Real serious. Look, they got to stop. And then all these plagiarizing scientists. Let me try to explain to you one more thing about scientists. I know what you're thinking when you hear the word scientist. That's a smart person. No. Smart is relative. You might be smart and savvy about a particular area of science, but these guys can't even dress themselves without their wives, and they just have all the same hang-ups. Don't even know how to approach a woman in a bar and different other things, or where they fall way short. But let me tell you the biggest deception about the word scientist and science altogether. Let me remind you. When it comes to genius, scientists in the program are placed at the top of the pyramid. A particular scientist in particular, rocket scientist, and is portrayed as the smartest of the smartest. Whenever they refer to something in a derogatory way of calling it simple, they say it's not rocket science. Like rocket science is the most complicated science it is. I'm going to ask you a question. If there is no space, there's a dome over us, and it's a waterverse, and all the space shuttles and rocket launches were fake Hollywood movie magic crap. What is a rocket scientist? A magician? A movie maker? A liar? Rocket fuel. Rocket equations and trajectories. All that shit was a hoax and made up. So the rocket science is a fake. And the rocket scientist is a fake. And your smartest genius is a fake. Now you see what it is? The ultimate goal that you're given isn't even real. You attain to be as smart as the smart. Smart as a rocket scientist. Who could be an idiot who don't know anything. A part of a magic show, a circus show for your entertainment. You know? Wow. NASA cable. Remind you, this is not a joke. Try to find a picture of the earth. A legitimate picture of the earth. There used to only be a couple, like those fake pictures of Jesus. We found everybody who posed for those pictures and told everyone that's not Jesus. This man's name is this, he lived this time, he posed for this picture. And it because there was only a few of them. The same way with these pictures of earth. They're the same pictures. There should be millions of pictures. If you have satellites out there taking pictures every day, 24/7 a day, you should have hundreds of thousands of pictures, not 12. And when you show a film of the earth, here's a clue. The clouds change. In the film of earth, you'll see the clouds just sit there remaining the same. They might have gotten on it by now because so many people have pointed it out. They might have stepped up to moving magic, but the facade is over with. I'm going to give you a clue how over and done this is. Who gives their space program to someone who used to be their arch nemesis? Russia now has our space program. Who spends entire existence, half of its existence, fighting a foe through spy and espionage and not keeping their secrets from them, and you could get killed if you give these people our secrets, and gives them our whole space program. We're not good. We're not in that no more. We're not in the space program no more. No more space shuttles, no none of that. It's all Russia. They did it, they announced it to you, and then swept it out your head. And you never questioned it. Who gives the space program away? Well, we're not going to space no more? We're going to let the Russians handle it? See, it was this deep. We're getting back to CERN. And these genius and these scientists trying to open up a wormhole and kill us all. And the adverse effects it could be having. Here's another credit they're trying to take. But they can't beat my work. They can't beat the work that I'm building on. Let me just put it that way. See, they're saying we finally found antimatter. Dark matter, alright? They're always discovering something that never was lost. See, this is the fabric that holds everything together. Alright? and they call themselves giving it a name, but you can tell they don't know what they're doing and don't know what it is by them talking about the such and such particle and this and that. They're a bunch of idiots. So I wasn't going to reveal this information, but just like Skin, whatever his name is, keeps pirating my teacher's work. These people are attempting to do this, so it's shut downtown. Let me tell you what antimatter is made of and the particle that it is and how it works. I was not going to tell you this. And you're going to see after this note, all of a sudden, major changes are going to say, and they're going to give it all credit to CERN and different people. All right. You don't know how many governments, how many people, how many entertainers, how many private sources, how many business, how many people who just popped up with a new idea have pirated one man. When you're attacked constantly, it will make you a martial arts master. And you're looking at the mind that's been attacked more than you think is humanly possible by forces that should have just killed them. All right? And that's where, whatever you want to call it, intelligence, smartness, genius, whatever you want to sound you want to attach to it, it's not magic. It's like doing push-ups every day. You're going to get strong. I've been under attack. Let's get down to this. It's called the neutron particle. It's right there plain for everyone to see. You know how you got that basic atom, or they told you that that's all it was, and then they found out that inside of those things there is even smaller particles and on and on. Well, in that basic, you got the proton and electron and what they call the nucleus. But what this is neutron particles. Okay? Let me explain to you what a neutron particle is. Oh, man. This is about to change everything. I really didn't want to do this. This is about to change life as we know it, what I'm about to tell you. But I'm hoping that the skilled, because my super people are strong enough now, we can stop anyone who tries to misuse this thing in a way that they won't have time to train for, to comprehend even. We don't even reveal our powers. All right, so here we go. The neutron particle works like this. It is a particle. It's neither an electron or a proton or anything. It's a blank particle. It becomes an electron or whatever based on, oh, this is touchy, a person, the will of a person, okay? The will of a person gives it decides if it's a boy or a girl, okay? The force of a person's will makes this whole world you see. It's made by our thoughts. It's like a replicator on the Starship Enterprise. You just simply tell it what you want, and trucks start moving in Iowa, and a bird falls out the tree in Africa, all to make what you thinking happen. And it may not happen alakazam like you see on TV, but it happens. Maybe even after you die. Depends on how the force of your will. People have willed things they did not even live to see, but it happened. And so this particle works like this, okay? That's why they can't understand why it acts different when someone's looking at it than when there's no actual person there. All right? They can't understand when they're in the quantum world how come quantum particles react different when there's a person looking, because they don't know what looking is, and they don't know about the energies I told you that we put out. All right? They barely know we exhale gas and breath, and they haven't even analyzed the gas that we breathe out and all what it does. So they're a long way off. Oh, I told you, like cavemen, and they should not be messing around colliding particles. I don't know where they stole that from. That's not cool. I'm not going to tell you no more about the neutron and how to make it do what it do and how this work. I've said too much just now. All I'm simply saying is they're all wrong. They're all late. They haven't created. They haven't invented anything. It's all stolen, all pirated. They don't even have the names right. And they cannot do the math and explain to you how they arrived at any of these conclusions. They're going to blow something up like Chernobyl and Nagasaki, like when they learned to split the atom. Only this time, they can open Pandora's box. All it has to be is some other element or gas that is like acid to this world and just starts eating everything in sight. It's a million possibilities of what could go wrong. They can't give you one reason why, if they do this, it's good for man and humanity and mankind. If we open this by doing this, we're doing man a service. Show us the benefit of what you're doing, because we can see like 1 billion catastrophes you could cause. And you can't give me one solid reason for doing it. Who put the money up for this? That's who I want to talk to. The madman who put the money up for this, and what was their agenda and goal. Because I smell some crap. It's like if you were an alien race and you wanted to get rid of everybody and you planted a big bomb in the middle of their world, that would be CERN. That would be CERN. It is if they fired all the nuclear missiles on Earth, it cannot do us the damage that CERN could do if it explodes. If that stuff gets loose. These accelerated particles. Just the particle generator is a weapon itself that if it is pointed at anything, it's gone. The materials they're using to contain it will not hold. They keep it increasing to see what it can hold, what it can take. Until they go, pow, oops, it couldn't take that much. No. Geneva has gotten away with a lot. Based on some ancient old dead people's decrees. Criminals all over the world keep their money there because nobody can do nothing about it. All the dirty money in the world is in Switzerland, and all the sneaky money that anybody wants to hide is there. The bulk of it. Anybody who wants another identity or somewhere else, even Michael Jackson himself said he was thinking about moving to Switzerland. This was at the height of all the heat. At the height of all the heat, this is where he said he wanted to move. Okay? They have the Geneva Convention there. Neutral ground. No one could tell them nothing. So if you place a bomb there and anybody object, they don't have no authority. Everybody in the world could object, don't mean nothing. Neutral territory. You don't get a vote. You understand? The perfect place to put something to destroy us. And the way that it's going about it is like explosions that you can't hear. They just eat a hole in our world, in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the ground and snow, in the middle of a volcano, in the middle of the sky. And you don't live by one. But the effects of them, it can be felt all across the world. Go on the internet. There's people, see, you don't have to get your 10 friends together and write your congressman. You got to get 10 friends together and decide who's selling survival for these catastrophes and where can I buy it? Because if you look at the photos of CERN, if you look at all of them, you're bound to see something significant. You see, if you go there, you're going to see people with picket signs almost living outside the fence. You're not the only one or the first one, and I'm not the first one to mention it, okay? Wouldn't be alone. You can grab a sign and fly there if you want to. You can pick up, get your 10 friends and go make noise downtown. Now there's other people who want to get reelected. See, what the people want, all of a sudden they become concerned with because they want to be elected. They really don't care one way or another. What do the people want? That's just their stick. I don't want to get into politics right now. We already know where I stand on all that. Now I'm talking about life and death. It's not an argument. It's not a debate. I'm not trying to make anyone look stupid or make anyone look smart. We're not talking about crazy or we're not talking about sane or insane. We're talking about no. Stop. Don't take any muscles. Don't take any equipment. Don't take any requisition of any forms. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't take any brain power. It doesn't take a vote. It is the easiest thing to do. Stop. And people who I don't see how anyone's making any money off of this. How are the people that work there getting paid? Where is the money coming from and who is funding it? Who is the sponsor? And what is it they selling? Answers. That's what you can do. You can make such a loud roar that let me tell you something. If things didn't go the way that they're going now, with all these great results that no one expected, they expected the people to be burning down the world right now. All right? We had planned the greatest strike you ever seen. And it's still a go so far. It ain't been canceled yet. It's called the ignorance. All right? The ignorance. What? Now you sound like what? Okay? It's called the ignorance. See, ignorance doesn't mean stupid or dumb. The root word of ignorance is ignore. Ignore, ignoring, ignorance. Okay? The ignorance was our protest because people were taking us for granted, calling us non-people. We didn't even have a name. All right? And have a gang getting shot down in the street in broad daylight. Anyone could kill us. Anyone could do anything to us, and they don't even get a slap on the wrist. It was bad. Everything was aimed for the other guy, and the other guy had the ups, and we had nothing and take a bottom. So we decided to strike. Not that old-time religion, Martin Luther King, let's take a walk strike. Here's how the ignorance goes, will go, or was going to go. It was going to start first with a 1-minute strike. 1 minute. Everywhere where we were, all over the world, we were just going to quit participating. We weren't going to listen to the crowd. We're going to stop the vampire feed for 60 seconds. Ignore them. Don't feed none of their mind, their vampirism or nothing. Give them no ideas, no conversation, no nothing. No labor, no nothing for 60 seconds. Then the next one was going to be for 60 minutes, for a whole hour, to ignore them for this whole crap for a whole hour. Then you know what comes next, a whole day, then a whole week. But if we had to go to 1 month, it will shut everything down. The thing was others outside with resources to support those who were threatened with intimidation. I'm going to fire you if you don't do something during that minute. I'm going to fire you. And we say, you know what? If they fire you, we'll give you a job. Better still, if you just want to quit, we'll give you a job. No, let's make it go further than that. You want a job? We'll pay you more. Doing the same thing they said that they're doing. Only ours come with respect. We had to evolve to that level. We're past that now. I'm way past that now. I could take care of this country with what I'm packing. I can pull them out of debt. That's how strong it is. That's how much it's worth. No, you do not even want to see this nobody people you call go on strike for a year. This, if it just happens over here, this will become a third world country. That's how much they do and how much is dependent on them, why everybody talking that crap. These are the people who invented the streets that you're driving on. The traffic light that stops you and keeps you from wrecking to each other. All right? The cotton gin, the reason that you can wear those clothes. And the list goes on and on. The walkie-talkie that led to this device that you got, your wireless phone. These are the people who did all these things. Why they trying to make you think they're just a bunch of dumb jigaboos who go around gangbanging, scratching their butt, eating watermelon and chicken. That's so past. That's so dead. Read the literature. They were there when this country was formed. May have won the revolution. May have won every war when you look at who the real heroes were. Been totally downplayed. They should have went on a killing spree. But the genius amongst them found a way to manipulate their minds. You call it, talk them out of it, was what we did. And this is the replacement, the only thing that would feed their anger. All right. This is show them they're vampires. We'll just cut off the feed. We'll starve them out. You don't want to see the ignorance really happen. It's there. It's set. It's spreading. And any one of them who heard about it say, oh, I'll do it. I want to move anyway. I want to leave this city. And we're offering them that too. Go wherever you want and do the same thing that you do, or do something that you really want to do and get paid more. Oh man. Oh yeah. I'm with the ignorance. I'm gonna be ignoring person that moment, because I really don't like the way the vampires are feeding them. If they had did it in a fair way, I could have an abundance of thought and energy. I would give it to them. They should have started buying it instead of trying to steal it. It wouldn't have turned out like this. Say, you know what? Let's keep it fair. You get on stage and feed me energy, I give you money. That's how the game was going. People got greedy. Just want to walk by and mind fuck you. Nah, no thank you. I'm not human services. I can't do nothing for free. Not in a world that charges me to just exist. Just to eat, just to live, just to have a place to stand. Then nobody can tell me to move. I have to pay. Pay some paper. So I'm charging you paper. And on and on and on. But we're getting off the point. That's always done so that the original notes are destroyed. Somewhere in another note, I mentioned it. Something I learned from my teachers. Now, so CERN has stopped. Other crazy psycho projects have to stop. First of all, at the Geneva conference, it has to be mandatory, not full informational release. Too many pirates in the world who steal other scientists' idea. But if you are working on something, it should have to be posted. And no one must have any objections to it. We got to do that over here. If we open the simplest business, we got to put up a fictitious business statement, either in a newspaper or on the door. We have to post it before we can do anything. These people playing with our life on the other end should. Why is it when you get to the other end, all the rules just seem to fade? You understand what I'm saying? The president is the highest officer of the military branch, right? Everyone else in the military had to go to training, special training. They had to take tests to prove that they could cut it. How come when you go to be president, you don't have to have no special training? You don't have to take no test. Something's wrong with this picture. That from the bottom all the way up to the top, the process is the same. And when you get to the top, there's nothing. No requirements at all. All you gotta do is be somebody, brother-in-law, son, whatever, heir, descendant, whatever, there's some game of that kind of thing, and on and on and on. So, it's getting kind of cold. Looking forward to the summer. Not the one to shoot the breeze, talk about the weather. It's just that I've had my share of chemtrails this round. They really wet my biscuits. It really rained on my parade. These things are no joke. How can you go to work every day knowing that you may never get to spend your check because of what some other crazy fool is doing somewhere you can't even see? This must be posted and put somewhere, like on the old public broadcasting station where they used to have the little announcements passing by the screen, where they should have everything that might be objectionable running up a screen. If it could affect you where you are, you should have a say-so in it, even if it's happening across the world. If it can affect you in your life, especially kill you, you have a vote and say-so in it. Okay? That's the best way for them to do it. The alternative is the other guys are going to just go blow stuff up. They don't have the genius to articulate this and they don't have the will to even try to talk it. They're going to be like, shut them down. You forget who the ones have. All right? We have forces you haven't seen. You don't even know what the Loop is or the Gardeners. And you think you know what Anonymous is. But you don't. And you must remember, they don't forgive and they don't forget. So before you decide to be a bad guy or do something evil or continue with your evil crap, you better real live Batmans and Robins, real Spider-Mans, real live Marvel heroes are coming to get your ass. No joke, this ain't a movie. Public may never even hear about it, just like they didn't know about your secret. Secretly, you doing what you're doing. Secretly, we come stomp your ass out. And nobody needs to know neither. This is how it's been going. That's why you don't know. This is the first announcement because people are beginning to notice that something's different with me. How can you be all these things? That's why I put my head on the chopping block and nobody else's. I didn't mention my brothers and sisters in the tribe. I didn't mention no one else. I didn't mention none of the super people. I didn't mention no one but me. And others saying like, how come you don't mention us? How come you don't mention it? Well, I have good reason. Draw fire only on myself. But someone's going to say sooner or later, hold up. No one's ever did this before with this Michael Jackson thing, and everybody dreams of it and everybody claim it. But he did it. Then he'll look over here in the rap game. Hey, over here. And they're going to look all through entertainment. How can he be the best everything? And then, hold up, wait a minute. How can he be one of the smartest people alive? And how come nobody never thought of this invention before him? And how come this? And sooner or later, they're going to see the Tony Stark in me. They're going to see the Spider-Man. They're going to see the mutant. So I just came out and told them, we're all mutants. We mutate moment to moment. Whatever. If you listen a lot, you develop super hearing. It's that simple. It's that simple. Ask anyone who cut diamonds or do something with their eyes. Can they see better than you? I know people with one eye can see better than you. There are mutants in the world. It's not a cartoon. Let me tell you something else about these cartoons before I end this note. You can sit there and look at this man watching cartoons or playing a game and say, man, you're just a big old kid. That stuff's for children. You need to go get a job and do wamp or whatever the case may be. All right, need to act like a grown man. Get some friends, do whatever. Listen, look at the credits to the cartoons. Those names you see, these are all grown people. The writer's grown. The cartoonist grown. The cameraman's grown. The voiceover's grown. These are all grown people doing a grown person's job. It's not for kids. This is not a joke. Some use their mutant powers for evil, like those vampires who just got me, and I had lost my complete train of thought in everything that I was doing. But another mutant helped me out and restored it. I wouldn't even remember what this note was about. I was totally lost. I couldn't remember a word I was saying 60 seconds ago. Well, 2 minutes ago. But I'm back, and I'm trying to tell you, evil bastards are coming for you. This ain't no joke. It's not a prank. It's not a madman. I've proven that. And I'm trying to let you know. Super Soldier Program is a go. This has been a message from the Self-Preservation Society. As always, it's up to you to save yourself. Sigh. S-Y. You survived. The servants of all wish you well. And if you're wise, you'll be a well-being. Support all worthy causes. I will see you. Trademark, copyright. 2018.